Papa, you forgive me, when me failing you. When me fall short of glory, you. Me too, we pray that by your blessing, Prime Minister, give him special wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Lord, lead him country at this difficult time. Pray too that you stop one them opposition leader. Give him wisdom, knowledge, and understanding to ensure that government to Iran straight. Papa, me pray to Lord, me all members of parliament, you give me big responsibility. Lord, bring him services, Lord, people, me. All members who are working good work, me ask him blessings for you, is stop on them all today, so they all can continue. The working good work, all people in our country. Me all members who are not working good to mass, me lose him judgment, me play stop hand, me you, because you yet you mark him law, working all this task. Papa, you accept him prayer, me pla, and you molkata, you talk him Lord's prayer.
Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, down on earth as in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Power and glory forever and ever. Amen. Honorable members, I acknowledge the presence in the Speaker's Gallery of the delegation of clan leaders representing Makam District, Saki Maniat, landowner of Kenantu Mine Limited. On behalf of the National Parliament, I extend you a warm welcome. Notices? Addition? Honorable members, question time. The Honorable Governor from Morobe.
Thank you, Acting Speaker. Mr. Speaker, before me asking question, let me without notice, me talk. Thank you, you, shares and member law. Makam, you can see Molenos blimi law. Makam authorize, Lenos law, you mean said law. Can you to mind? Plantilani Musavos, Motin Can to mind said law, Eastern Islands are sold, but all body and sleep Eastern Islands, but all the facilities stable Morobe. So, me talk, thank you, Luximol. Leaders blimi come, law, hearing blow law, this dispute over sample ground. Mr. Speaker, my question without notice, a few unrelated questions, but to one portfolio minister, Minister Maru, Minister in charge of SEZ, investment, international investment, that at the same time now PNG Power. Mr. Speaker, Acting Speaker, me plaram a long time ago, Pinisi an announcement of some state interest along acquiring some share or maybe all share. Minister can explain the NBP oil, the supply investor was stubborn said long oil palm industry using this facility where national government put in was state equity funding and other sources of the government. And there was a previous question by Governor Blong Meding asking if that exercise were to happen, how would that capture provincial governments and DDAs in that process? Is that still happening? And is the policy, Yumi, take charge of that particular industry? Is it still a discussion ongoing? Suppose Minister can clarify. Number two, Mr. Speaker, you have in Makam, Yumi got plenty ground stuff. Ground were fertile, a bit ground through. The Minister been come hosting of the event long lay in the discussion of special economic zones and the expansion and plan Lokirapian Plantial zone. The provincial government work on them owners, making available ground, state ground as well as ILG ground. This ground now work ready start. Minister, by you giving me SEZ license to work on the Mibla or Nogat because the landowner, since visit blue, or can wait already, all offer him ground. Mibla provincial government too, ready him ground, now work, put him so Mibla like Sabe, Suppose by you, committee misla, lomipla wo kontem you loksim SEZ status. Number 3, Mr. Speaker, China's growth now, unimaginable growth and expansion, technology, size of the economy, at some stage will surpass America. Now, there's opportunity available in the Chinese economy where you can partner. Mr. Speaker, Australia must mama blimi, mama emun absenis, mama e mama. But still, the mama sinan lao she must go in the pine own relationships blue. Mr. Minister, you got thinking lo expanding trade and special economic zone. China in lead now, the mother of manufacturing in the world now. Is there an appetite for us to have serious discussions with China on downstream processing, expansion of special economic zones, or is it just a talk stop? As I said, with due respect to Australia, mama no senis, but you must reach out to countries. So, Mr. Minister, we're hearing that there's some events happening, Lodisla, so what is the mode of that discussion and how is serious? Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Minister for International Trade and Investment.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker, and I would like to thank you, the member, the Governor Long, Namorobe, very important, a series of questions. Number 1, you talk about equity long, Ramu Sugar, or Ramu Agri Limited. Bila confirm na talk sa lo country na parliament na people of Morobe too na people of Medang. State has been in negotiations through my ministry long. You mean must start buying into Ramu Sugar and Ibrahim palm oil. It cannot continue to be 100% owned by Olange Mill outside. We must start to take ownership of these companies, taking up equity. So company, after me visiting headquarters in Malaysia, na total chairman, na group managing director, only agree that state he can together with private sector partners, Yumi can negotiate na buy, or like selling down 30% of Ramu Agri Limited. Our valuations have been done, and before the end of this month, or give me a deadline, government, through Kumul Agriculture, hopefully two of our private sector partners, Mibla together, by raising 300 million, na Mibla offer of buying 30% of Ramu Agri Limited. I am hoping that this deal will be concluded and the purchase can happen next month. It will mean that our good treasurer has to make available my state equity in the budget for this year so we can progress into the transaction. It is a very important move. Taimibla successfully completing first phase. Within a time, we talk local provincial government too. Not taking my equity, lot of business. And by including Medeng na Morobo where Ramusuga Shiramlongen. That discussion must happen, and I'm happy to lead that discussion. Misawa Ibrahim Pomoli start law, West New Britain, New Ireland, Millen Bay. Discussion long, sell down below all two must come up. Before time, Ibrahim Pomoli buying Ibrahim Pomoli, the current owner, only by Moga stable provincial governments too. So I think it's time that people alone have the discussion to buy back into Nubian palm oil, and especially our provinces where business is starting. So we are starting the process. We are looking forward to concluding that next month. Now, public unions by start law owning back 30% of Ramusuga Limited. That company is a very profitable company. It makes 30 million in profit every year. We have invited two of our super funds to join the state in this acquisition. And we are looking forward to concluding that at the end of next month. And the first question, you. The second question, you ask him long. As he said, lo morobe, in particular agriculture, me by come next week, lo come visiting mo ground bla bla, look talk na, you need lo karem, as he said, submission bla you come long, lo mina go lo cabinet now. While you me talk, I have not seen a submission yet. I will actually come down, visit Morobe next week, visit the land, totally bla ogadana. I want to see the submission come through fairly quickly. While I have the opportunity, Governor Mima talking you now. Member of Lay, the Deputy Prime Minister also Mibla approved in principle NEC Peninsula Lay Port by come up a license, as he said, up to now, PNG Ports has not applied for a license. I'm very disappointed. And we must talk straight. So, sometimes Mibla hold up, Emily investor hold up. So, Mibla example me give him. Lastly, me talking about Australia, Peninsula, time me go around Australia, PNG Business Forum, Australia, Defense, and we got agreement with them, Australia and Mibla respective. Our future trade and investment is with China. They are our biggest trading partner right now. They are also the biggest trading partner of Australia and New Zealand. They have free trade agreements with both countries. We are going to follow the example of Australia and New Zealand and Mibla to go to China now. Me hamanas le talk sabe lo parliament wasam. Me signing agreement finish one time. My counterpart in China, and we are going to, as soon as cabinet approves my paper, which has been in the system now for a couple of weeks, by me studying trade negotiation one in China, the trade agreement between Papua New Guinea and China for the first time. This negotiation will start this year. So I'm number one talk. Number two talk. 41 years now, we go to Australia every year long. Business Forum and Trade Expo, organized by the PNG Australia Business Council. 41 years now running. We have never organized such a forum in China. And yet, China is our biggest market. So this year, the details will come out next week. For the first time, PNG will organize the PNG China Business Forum and Trade Expo in Guangzhou on the 19th, 20th, and 21st of October. But come up now, China. By we are going to make a big move to enter that market in a very big way. That's a government-to-government arrangement. Now, you over the province by come now have to market yourself. Put in stop living go and market your products and your services and investment opportunities in every province. Not only company, this time I'm going to call every governor, Karim Simsim Blavi Bilas Mina come to have to perform. And show them what the opportunities are in your respective provinces. So next week by details you come out long venue, I must buy money paying long. Golo Hub, at the high level, we've agreed between the government of China and the PNG, so they got 1,000 PNG delegates, now they got 1,000 Chinese delegates. It will be the biggest business forum and trade expo of all time. And we are going to enter China in a very big way starting this year. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honourable Opposition Leader.
Thank you, Acting Speaker. Acting Speaker, the good minister, my question without notice goes to the good Minister for International Trade and Investment. Now, please, the way I'm talking, we must stop finish here, Mr. Acting Speaker. We more right finish. So now I must clear him how people are right here. Next question too. Mr. Acting Speaker, my question goes to an undertaking, commitment that was done by Grand Chief Sir Michael Sumari himself in 2002, related to the PMI-Z in Madang. This is 24 years ago, Mr. Acting Speaker. Now in that, in 2023, the good Treasurer came and announced that there was 300 million kina that was invested for PMI-Z, and without any trace. There's no record of where the 300 million kina went to develop the PMI-Z. PMI-Z, the potential
with 20% of the tuna's resource on planet Earth. Once again, planet Earth. 20% of the resource, Mr. Acting Speaker. Now, this tribal minister for international trade and investment, now Dr. what has he done since he became the minister? To create hundreds of thousands of jobs for the youth bulge, for the unemployed, to bring in 3 to 5 billion kina in investment. Mibla na lokin, but I'm Dr. Mibla stapines. Now please, I must talk na clearing this honorable house and the people of Papua New Guinea, especially the people of Madang that have been waiting for 24 years to tell us exactly what he's going to do in the next 8 months for this PMIZ, Mr. Acting Speaker. We have had a gutful of lip service and rhetoric. We want to know deliberate and intentional action, and we expect this minister to deliver. Thank you, Acting Speaker.
Minister for International Trade and Investment.
I thank you, Deputy Speaker. I may like to thank you long. Opposition leader will ask him a very important question and timely question. Yes, we have waited for 24 years. I can confirm that. Number two, that loan you talk about, 300 million never came from China Exim Bank. And no comes, so no what wealth, no what power, no what water. All the government bound ground law. Yes.
Honourable Minister, we have a point of order. Member from Madang. Yes. Welcome to the House. Your point of order.
My point of order is to just correct the minister that there's over 100 million on two tranches, 100 million US, that we actually incurred a loan. It's on the Treasury records. The Treasury can confirm that. So the statement that we received nothing or up to 300 million, I'm aware of 100 million US that was confirmed, received, and we are still paying it off through Treasury. So I ask that he check the records of Treasury on that. Thank you.
Honourable Member for Madang, I'll allow the Minister to continue on and maybe he can explain from what you have raised in your point.
Mr. Speaker, I was aware the loan was lapsed, so it never came, but we can check that. But basically the government bought 25 hectares of land we call PMIZ, Emistrate, at a cost of 3 million. That was done by the NA government, Emistrate. But you cannot build the PMIZ without a wharf, without water, and without power. And we clear. Up to today, we don't have those prerequisite facilities. So what did I do since I became minister? We look so even about over 500 million of building. So I went to and started negotiations with ADI, who already own a wharf next to PMIZ land, at a place called Bidar in Madang. A wharf which has a draft of 12 meters, meaning big ships can come in. And adjoining land and 650 hectares. And past one of them ground of calling PMIZ land. So rather than people want to build in Nupla wharf, Ken, the wharf is already there. It doesn't make sense. We have now concluded the negotiations for the state through KCH now, ADI to build the first cannery, a 300 metric ton cannery. The state solicitor has cleared the joint venture agreement, and I expect the agreement to come through to cabinet in our next NEC meeting. And I'm sure the good Prime Minister will give it priority. For this paper to be tabled, may we approve it. The GG has to sign the agreement, and we can commence the immediate construction of the first cannery in PMIZ. 3 governments haven't built it. The Marabe government will build it starting this year. I can assure you, in National Parliament. Already, people are Narula Tubla can we do all come Nasidan the same land, which is owned by ADI, 650 hectares. The master plan is being finalized. We will look forward to putting up PMIZ starting. We hope that by next month we should launch a project. Assuming the NEC clears it now, GGM signing agreement with ADI on behalf of the state, the JV agreement. So yes, we waited a long time, enough of the talk, I agree. As long as Cabinet approves the submission, I can assure you before the end of August, I expect the Prime Minister to go and launch PMIZ after 24 years of wait. The Marabou government will deliver it finally. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
The Honourable Member for Goroka.
Thank you, Mr. Acting Speaker. Thank you, Lord, give me opportunity to ask you one good important question go along good Prime Minister Blimi, member of long Kari Pori. Question Blimi, I mean regard to two key institution Blimi in the country, the Electoral Commission, the Ombudsman Commission. Question Blimi without notice, but before me asking question, Mr. Acting Speaker, please allow me to work on the Lilik statement, and I think it's a very key statement. Instead of 50 years since you start law, this is the country formed long end. We now have shown big respect to all women, believe me. Why me to also? Because there is a key institution, believe me now. Ombudsman Commission, and you got one Mary running. Electoral Commission, believe me, you got one Mary running. Now, public prosecution obviously we do want to marry running. Instead of 50 years, and now you mean showing this the parliament is showing recognition on Mary Blimey are capable of running big public constitutional office. Now, me thank you, Lord. This the government recognize him. All Mary running obviously. Question to me without notice and simple. Appointment from all commissioner, Ombudsman Commissioner, MG working finish. Appointment from Electoral Commissioner, MG working finish. So one time by me appoint him all key line where supporting Chief Commissioner, now Electoral Commissioner. The deputies are not appointed yet. So this is the question me asking the Prime Minister because we have the election coming around the corner. Now this is important. This position needs to be filled before you move an election. Now, side Ombudsman Commission, we need to have a balance in the system where there must be 3 ombudsmen, tupla. So we can balance the work we're also working on. This question is to the Prime Minister. Answer it and give clarity to the positions. Thank you, Mr. Acting Speaker.
Honourable Prime Minister.
All right, thank you, Acting Speaker. I want to acknowledge the member for Goroka for asking me these 2 questions, very important. But taking this time, I want to confirm to this House the appointment of Dr. Nicole Haley as our country's Electoral Commissioner. It came through a due process, and just to clarify one like talk between member of Goroka working, and talk you appoint him. Me like to Prime Ministers are unilaterally appoint him. We understand in talk between Blogan, but the country must clear. The committee, Electoral Commission, Commissioner Appointment Committee. Popular key constitutional officers are seen on Logan. Prime Minister Wanpla, Opposition Leader Narpla, Chairman of Public Service Commission Narpla, Permanent Parliamentary Committee Chairman Bla Appointment Narpla. Popular, you must sit down, but the process, public service cabinets are running. You come through advertisement, you go out, and the selection process are run in the current process. Bla appointed this Bla Electoral Commissioner. I think, if my memory is not wrong, 11 applicants applied, and through a process of shortlist, final 3 shortlisted, and 2 names were uplifted to the committee, and the committee then processed in a transparent manner, and it was unanimous that the Big Maria, Dr. Nicole Haley and Mikisim Slawok, she started the entire election process since 1997. Outside, you may be running election in the country, and let me clear. We hope you may go forward and make sure that you may resource him good electoral commission and assist him or delivering fair election long 2027, and not just beyond this, long get into making some work where committee long Governor Bed establish him. We started the work. Some where we can help him finish this year. 50 million kina we release him finish kolong electoral commission. When I establish budget, he go finish. And we hope when she settles into office, there's some technicalities where fix him contract block and mechanism while he process him. So at the earliest, we hope him go inside. It is a transition period. We hope the current electoral commission staffs irrespective that a new electoral commission has been appointed and they do not do things that is contrary to the due processes in the electoral commission. I'm hearing there's some mad rush for appointments in this week. I hope that is not through. Allow the new electoral commissioner to take place. She comes in with no attachment to anyone in the electoral commission right now. And that's the reason why, in my view, one of the greater reasons why she was appointed. No attachment with anyone, whether deputy electoral commissioners or directors or Iguaran Long Holger provincial election managers or staff returning officer Benis Australia. I'm coming with no relations to anyone. And we wanted to have a fresh lens into the structure at the central level and the structure nationwide so that the staffing want them relevant people, and then those relevant people get to assist in the process of election. So the selection belong Big Maria come through an independent, competent process. Committee belong Makim, Mipla Fopla Sidan, Mipla One Bell or Makim, Displa Nupla Electoral Commissioner. Nothing against Opla acting electoral commissioner. It's just a due process and the ranking. In fact, the total score rankings have ranked emerged much higher. The Ombudsman Commission to one kind. He got the Ombudsman Commission Appointment Committee. Me like talk thank you long the former Chief Ombudsman. He served his time. He was in the Ombudsman Commission for so long, but when his reappointment agenda came up, it was in the wisdom of the Ombudsman Commission Appointment Committee. In that appointment committee, he got 5 members of the committee. Again, Prime Minister, Staff Legislative Committee, Opposition Leader, Staff Legislative Committee, Chief Justice, Staff Legislative Committee, Public Service Commission Chairman, Staff Legislative Committee, Permanent Parliamentary Committee, Chairman, Appointment, Staff Legislative Committee. So 5 was see-through. The gentleman asked to be reappointed. The committee sat and said that he served 6 years, one term. We felt that allowed them position to be advertised and through the advertisement process. He is qualified to reapply. Anyone else apply, and the process will then see who applies and will pick someone as soon as the application process has been completed and the matter brought back to the appointments committee. But at that meeting, the committee felt that the most senior ranked at the time, current acting Ombudsman Commissioner now, Ombudsman Commission woman, Tabitha Suari, he appointed as acting Chief Ombudsman Commissioner right now. So the advertisements have gone out, including advertisement along the NAPLA Ombudsman Commission, position is vacant, people advertise him too. So two people advertise. The process is running. As soon as the process is complete, then the same committee will convene to appoint those successful applicants who come up through that process of advertisement and selection. Thank you. I hope this is sufficient, but we expect everyone in those constitutional office holders to do the right thing for the country, and hopefully their work assist the constitutional officers' function. Thank you, Thomas.
The Honourable Member for Bulolo.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker. Deputy Speaker, sorry, Milatok, Assistant Speaker. Acting Speaker. Sorry. Question from me, I'm going to reply Prime Minister Blimi, na Milaki Minister of National Planning, na Commerce and Industry. One time, reply Treasurer. Take note. Mila tok tasol IDG, question equal IDG, and then BDG blo wafi golpo na Hidden Valley mine, and then legal mining leases. Now you talk stop and side blo MOE blo Hidden Valley, and we continue maintenance blo Bololo Highway, one time all business spin-offs, the power or electricity, one time environmental monitoring. So papaground lo siya water technology stop lo side lo papaground lo Hidden Valley emoli lo kat pawan na lo kat luksawe lo school lo even road maintenance. So sub question tasol manang time by me implementing this law MOA because in those MOA has problem long plan and solving through this MOA. Number 2, one time by government release him all BDG and IDG because Bololo district and Mipla missed big time since 2023. Finally, one time by Department of Commerce na industry by engage one time people lo Bololo. Lo working on startup, business startup. Na business development grant, one time by ita release him. Ano nitlo wafi goal po mine. Thank you, Mr. Acting Speaker.
Honorable Prime Minister.
All right, thank you, Mr. Acting Speaker. I beg your pardon, Acting Speaker. Thank you. I thank the member for Bololo for asking this series of important questions pertaining to Hidden Valley. I would assume he did mention Hidden Valley, but in his last question on BDG, he made a reference to Wafi Golpu project. But in any case, the substance of the question is about the Business Development Grant, MOA review, and IDG. I want to phrase my reply by indicating that BDG and IDG is not a constitutional or legal sort of entitlement. This was a policy-based grants that came into our government policy matrices and budgeting process since the National Alliance-led government in 2008, 2009, thereabouts, when PNG LNG project was birthed. And then we've now, since then, successive governments have made it become part of our government policy. The Hidden Valley mine, through the mining lease, operated in as far as I could recall, outside of that ambit or the realm of being a recipient of BDG or IDG. And I have to reconfirm, and I'll get back to the member concerned, whether this year's budget we have funding allocation for Hidden Valley. Because Hidden Valley is a brownfield that has been running for some time. Brownfield meaning an old mine that has been running for some time. It may have been outside of the realm of BDG and IDG policies and allocations. Let me confirm this. If in the review that is currently going, the MOA review, and for the extension of life in Hidden Valley, it is only fair to speaking without the advice from the department. It is only fair also that they brought into the picture, subject to the budget process. If it is not in 2026 budget, then we can certainly pick it up in 2027 budget. Condition precedent that MOA is signed and the extension of mining lease is given to this important mine that is operating in between or in the Bololo districts and the Wau districts. I want to, for Wafi Golpu, IDG and BDG, I'll get back to the leader concerned and to Morobe Governor. We have been releasing, whilst we budgeted a certain amount in our budgets. Possibly only 1 year that we have released the full. Other years we have released some, but not in full. Now some districts are beneficiary to this. My mind tells me that remember your own district may have picked up 5 to 7 million last year. I may be wrong. Let me recheck my notes again. So I'll get through the disbursements from central government to recipients on the BDG, I beg your pardon, IDG, but we also this year put some BDG funds. The status of those transfers, I am not privy to know what has been transferred. I give my undertaking to the member. I will do a personalized letter reply as well as a public statement for the benefit of his constituent and Morobe province later on. Thank you, Mr. Acting Speaker.
The Honourable Member for Talasia.
Thank you, Acting Speaker. Question without notice by the Prime Minister. Acting Speaker, firstly, me like look sabe long government long Maraperoso government. Look sabe today long amenimol mamalo. Why work long karamapim all extractive industries in the country so that he can get direct benefit. He can go back good long power ground the state. Inside long planning this law amendment today, he put him a notice now long investors long they must live by the conditions or go by the conditions of the state and the resource owners. Planning this amendment we targeting the sort of extractive industries, but looking inside long agriculture sector. So me like asking the question to the Prime Minister long Toksabe long house and Toksabe long all districts and province where me play engaged in side of agriculture. But this amendment by targeting to all agriculture sector by get all amendment this law so that he can get look several all export levy lo time long exporting as benefiting as go back all resource all districts now all provinces too. So me like asking the Prime Minister lo Toksabe government got thinking long amendment this law too or not where we surround all agriculture sector. Thank you.
Honourable Prime Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Acting Speaker. I want to thank the member for Talasia for asking these important questions. This morning at Government Caucus, we were indulged with the presentation by World Bank on the current status of agriculture. World Bank in the study have found the agricultural sector in the last few years have directly put about 40,000 new jobs, not the paid jobs that we call, but economically engaged Papua New Guineans into the market. And so agriculture, and they've also affirmed our view that the lowest, I beg your pardon, easiest path to getting 1 million people or 1 million family engaged in economic activities that we identify as job creation, agriculture offers that path. And so we were briefed by what they're doing. I encourage all members of Parliament to pick a copy of a report that they have found. I have a report here. We can circulate to all members of Parliament. But come back to the point on export levies or any charge on the agriculture sector. I want to also propose, whilst I'm a hard-nosed policy sort of sponsor on trying to take back more for Papua New Guineans, we must have a fine approach. Our take-back scope must not offend return on investment for investors. And the agricultural sector, unfortunately, realistically, we've been yelling and shouting the top of our lungs since 2019 when we took office. One of my first earlier tasks was to make sure East Sepik Province and West Sepik become beneficiary to a European Union facility. Over 300 million kina was passed to those two provinces for cacao expansions. That's because we believe in this sector. But the step out from comfort by all of us at different layers has not happened in a big way. We don't view agriculture as answer to economic unlocking economic potentials.
and few who have been engaged in the sector are still out there, like the Ramu Agros and the New Britain palm oils, etc. And so we have to find a fine balance instead of killing investments. How do we maintain investments and promote investments? Without naming the leader concerned outside of at the government lobby, one leader asked me, how do we do this? And I said, well, you could either buy into the current business, or you could avail land. And that same money, let's get into doing what we can do in the oil palm space. So certainly we look into it, and I've asked, in closing, asked the member concerned if there are any good specific areas for policy intervention. Good policies we will support. But these policies must make sure we get more, at the same time maintain our country as an investment destination. That's something we have to find a fine balance. And land is available, people available, people in subsistence agriculture, how do we translate them to come across into commercial agriculture? One of the benefits of the kina at a lower value is to make sure our remittance from export earnings from agriculture comes back more to our country. So a lot of potential in this space. Export levies could be looked at. So policy, I want to commend Coffee Minister. He started that space, the outgoing Coffee Minister. The other sister agriculture sector ministers are looking into the space. Our main agriculture minister, Minister Boito, is also looking into this space in terms of charging export levies. But we have to treat it very carefully. We may have exports in a key sector we want it to be stepped up. So it's certainly a policy we look at embracing. I look forward to working with the member for Talasia on any specific matters that you want to advise on. Thank you, Mr. Acting Speaker.
The Honourable Member for Usino-Bundi.
Thank you, Acting Speaker. Langharan voice of the people, Usino-Bundi Nagama. The rise this morning, long asking question without notice, go along National Planning Minister. Unfortunately, I'm stopped, so by my directing to the Prime Minister. Now, please, Minister of Agriculture and Coffee, take note. Before let me ask you the question, I'd like to express a brief background of my question. Currently, as I'm speaking, there's 87 coffee parchment bags at Kenan's remote airstrip in Gama LNG in my district, waiting to be freighted to Mount Hagen or Medellin. Secondly, we got 256 40 kg petty rice bags at Korobaka in Gama LNG, just around the Ramu River Delta in Usino-Bundi district. I'm trying to get a big rice mill from Medellin down to that area to mill, sort out and pack, and send it on a motorboat up to Banu Bridge to be transported to the nearest market. Now, with my DSIP, I'm allocating about 140,000 kina for freight costs. I understand that there are some funding for freight subsidies available in the national planning. So my questions are there any funding for the freight, if it's available in the national planning, to support our local farmers right across Papua New Guinea, and especially for this situation in my district? If there are any, when can they be dispersed to the local districts so that we can make sure that our local farmers are given a fair chance to contribute to the market economy of the country? Thank you, Mr. Acting Speaker.
The Honourable Prime Minister.
Thank you, Mr. Acting Speaker. Question below member of Usino-Bundi, pertinent, relevant country, Limi and Bikla country. We have 462,840 square kilometers, much bigger than Japan. Japan is under 380,000 square kilometers. New Zealand is under 260,000 square kilometers, or 270,000 square kilometers. We have a big country. You need long connecting Mogada Wanton Road. That's why Connect PNG is relevant. I want to indicate to the member, we're trying our very best to connect Gembok, come down long Ramu Valley. So whilst this waiting, freight policy, we put him at the finish about 6 years ago. But because budget limitations, some of the time we put him 10 million, some of the time 5 million. And the time we assist him on airlines company or ship company.
this policy, you been stopped now, you been subsidizing time COVID-19, you come up, you been subsidizing a ship company, Lokaram Kauka from Islands come to Mosby Market, 2020. I will check where the freight policy is, but Yanus La Tinting, you may put him transport minister, want him coffee. Emlo bring freight policy, no transport, want him as sector, community sector. So there's a rationale of trying transport minister, want him coffee, Emlo trialing. If the freight support can work. And we also have the price support mechanism. Tinting Block government policy is tough, but unfortunately, the delivery element, nama long of sector, na sector you handle more policy, sometime you put on straight. That's why you get right to asking planning minister, but let me stop me current this question. I'll get back to you, looking how side you can work in transport, uplift of all coffee blue, come long market. A correct question you work in, and I'll get back to this parliament. In fact, when we resume again, we'll try to have a statement specific to make clarity on the freight support, price support, and the work of commodity in our country. Thank you.
Member for Sina Yangumo.
Thank you, Acting Speaker. Lo capacity blow me also shadow Minister blow petroleum. Me like through my display question lo Minister blow petroleum lo government side. Honorable Jimmy Maladina. Me play also development forum blow Papua Lenzi now in progress. So we acknowledge him. One kind work and working law bringing this lab project to these states. Me express him amo mas na support blow me plan. Tu black question me ate molsem. Ina plan using this opportunity law parliament na briefing me plan law status na progress law this la development forum na timetable blow na when bal conclude. This is important too law question number 2. Law one time a meeting also total by announcing final investment decision. So this last two black question and you can give me blab so that you can sour now you may stop. Thank you.
Honorable Minister of Petroleum.
Thank you, Acting Speaker. Thank you through member for Senator Yongumu. Good question again. Yeah, important time, relevant time. We must talk about Papua New Guinea isla. Where is the development forum is stopped now? Also, where is the project is stopped? Na big announcement been working no. This development forum will come up. I think 1 week open is now. I need to know this project Papua LNG. I got one close again. Also, I need to know law Papua New Guinea Oil and Gas Act. We must compulsory running the development forum. Now this development forum must again and basis law become law no Papua New Guinea also. Time people government he sim gas agreement signing on the more developers. People must scale him how much money by this project by working on Papua New Guinea. Now people must also scale him some money now. And in law people find out some people must find him capital cost again now. Once we find out government service land, company talking government now, people say okay. People say scaling on them all Papa ground, provincial government, local level government, now DDA. Now people must broken hub, kaigai go all too. So times the project come, well developers come talking about cost plan was around $14.5 billion US dollars. So government working calculation plan, people take them like come inside no. Coming to the country and was looking was around 5 billion or a little bit over 5 billion kina. 5 billion kina. So people must sit down now, 5 billion US dollars. So sit down and I need the loan 20% plus people must give him back no. Provincial government, LLG, DDA, now also all landowners, all important landowners blow this area. Now, low Papua New Guinea gas, oil and gas sector, we must scaling even all Papa ground in east side no certain area, PRL license area, processing facility. Now, get on stuff where pipeline become down now.
he come down on Caution Bay where call him LNG plant is stop. Now, people must kill him on line. So that's why also him study, or call him SML, na. Also then since SML come social mapping study come give him government now, no department of petroleum. Na people again go outside and work him lobby it. Na check him finish. Na people confirming now also give him department, give him or identify him landowners and give him minister. Na minister say work him or call him gazette determination. Now identify one of landowners by affected, na impacted no this project. So this was something that come up a while ago, I think 2023. Na respectfully, member for Sinasina Young been petroleum minister and working some good work, plan the good work no project. Na me commend him, na me help him project go forward. Na me been working determination identifying some all landowners. He come now project time before we come said before we go back again. Times la project he come up and come back. People have been working first time like quoting price of developers. Project he went up to us, 18 billion US dollars they went up. So people have been prime minister and myself, we will meet on the more developers. People like him to project, but people must reduce in price now. Moksum sa project go. So only come down Ken 14.5 now. Only been sensing project leak. Only been sensing project now. Condensate number or salim go down Ken Gulf of Papua. Now working pipe looks seems like yes to working go leak. Now only sensing road block pipe leak he come down no. Come on central. He go hit him legally go some Papa Ground Kairuku area, Kairuku district. So this is a price he come down. So maybe again, we been putting up like determination outside no. This line affected no. Pipeline goes in no. Landowners pipeline goes in no. Or Gulf of Papua na. Some pipe come affected no. Some line no. Kairuku we work with determination and identify Mr. landowners. So now maybe I need no oil and gas again. So development forum comes. Maybe see how things line come. Maybe see how things line come. But maybe looks away. Na me like give curiosity go no. Prime Minister, Deputy Prime Minister, and Minister for Provincial Affairs. People looks out in some of the time you invite impacted landowners that's all. Or not blo Papa Giran bro Gulf na, not blo Papa Giran bro Central, but hey, people also want him. People invited. So people have been amending constitutional law with the support of this House. Thank you very much. All our members have been voted. Now people have been including DDAC Kamchad no. DDAC Kamchad no Development Forum. So all DDAs now will carry mouse blow all other affected landowners or other citizens of the district concerned. So inside this project or Kikori district will have affected. Some Kerama district might be affected. Then online Kairuku district will be affected. And all of Central Province and all of Gulf Province. So people are giving some mouse blow inside this development forum. So people are not more line go out. Even though law is restricting all affected, impacted landowners of footprint law project, people are now changing law, and this is House, me commending all the members of Parliament, people are giving a district, come sit down inside a development forum. Now you are marking mouse blow line of district, marking a mouse blow line of all provinces, so people have got a fair representation of development forum. So, like talks so people are now starting development forum last Friday. People are calling all got a line come. Me and it no oil and gas act, me got power and invite him Usat can come. So people are invite him, use the power and invite him over money come. So me like announcing there's a house and there's a country. People are looking some law. Now all the man people are inviting come as a development forum in Maki Mouseblo province, affected province, over the line affected inside no district, over the line affected no LLG, over the line affected no ward level, no over the line only gazetted under no or landowners are affected by the footprint law under the law. Over I come na siranos la forum now. So last week, Prime Minister in his good come opening the launching forum. Now people have been what they call people have been giving this director proposal no over the line affected no project. So people are giving all this reporting on all this proposal. Now this proposal let me talk no over the line affected. Over the or good line bring affected as a project. This size blow peak. display and size and formula we have been using now. PNG LNG department of display and formula we have using. How much we going to provincial government? We plan suggesting that so. We plan not talking about suggesting so using past precedent PNG LNG. We don't say we must look into some calculations stuff, but we must talk. How much we going to district? How much can go to LLG? How much can go to Papa ground affected Papa ground? So we games the proposal now. Now we have been talking as a state. You must now go. We have 7 days from last. Last Tuesday we have been launching. We have given another 7 days now. You have going to sit down houseman blibla. You have go sit down area blibla. You have provincial government go sit down. You have LLG go sit down. You have district go sit down. You have impacted landowners. Under the determination, you have go sit down. Now you have discuss. You have thinking also one. You have scaling also one. You have come next week Tuesday. You have call you again come back. Now you sit down pastor. You talk sour. You have talking heavy people. You have the proposal people. People no side of state people have guiding people. State by guiding people also. State you not negotiating because big size blow one cake people give 20%. You must discuss now make him agreement. Now you people of state by guiding people also. So people also referee plus now online the benefit only discuss now. It's going very well. Now people looks ours and it will continue for a while. You know, quick like something as a government and a responsible government, we don't like rushing. We like using the time and we must talk to Papua New Guinea that we as a responsible government under the Marape Rosso, we work transparently, we make sure we behind law, and we must make sure that we don't leave anybody behind. So we behind law that's all. Now it's a process and we start finish. Okay, one time it okay. That's the second question, the honorable member, and ask him one time and we can conclude the process.
Sorry. Our question time is lapsed and we've given you almost about 10 minutes to answer to the question. So can you make that short so that we don't have time for a grievance debate?
Okay.
Honourable Minister.
Thank you, Acting Speaker. Me understand. Very short now. So people are not rushing. So the process plus people are rushing. So me not giving time. Me not giving time, but me like make sure that the process go. Me people budgeting was about 2 months. So within 2 months, we should conclude this exercise, but I'm not putting a time on it, Acting Speaker. As to when the FID announced, we will look at some final quarter of this year. Before the end of this year, we will have some companies that will finish in development forum. The quicker we complete the development forum, and quicker we will issue development license, we will have an FID announced. Thank you very much.
Honourable members, our question time has lapsed. Minister for Mining, I believe you have a response to a question. Minister.
Thank you, Acting Speaker. Me ask him leave law, chair law, make you one response.
Leave granted. You may ask do your reply.
Thank you, Acting Speaker. Me like make him response law on question where Governor law, a supplementary question where Governor law, or been asking law asked. This is in regards to who represents the landowners in the SMT. The answer to question law, Governor display SMT. The simple answer to that SMT represents that the SMT represents the landowners, the provincial government, the national government, and the people of Papua New Guinea. SMT is appointed by the NEC on behalf of the government. And the composition of SMT is, as I've alluded earlier, is appointed by the National Executive Council. SMT is the national government body comprising senior Papua New Guineans, with experiences in project negotiations, expertise in mining, petroleum, or finance, economics, taxation, law, environment, labor, banking, and so forth. It comprises of relevant departmental heads, senior head, state of officials, and experts with relevant expertise engaged by the SMT. Since the SMT is the national government body, not everyone can sit on an SMT, especially if you are not part of the national government or only state entities and specialists with the relevant skill set are invited to take part and assist in the SMT negotiation. The SMT project negotiation is only between the state and the project developer. The outcome of the SMT negotiation is called the mining development contract, an agreement between the state and the developer. That's only the state and the developer signs that agreement, which is excluded to the other parties. The MDC must first be agreed to between the state and the developer. Then both the state and the developer must sign the MDC. Then an SML is granted. A special mining lease or SML can only be granted firstly based upon the environmental permits and secondly in accordance with the terms of an MDC. The MDC is an agreement between the state and the investor and the negotiation that allows the state to determine how to treat tax and fiscal matters that only the state can decide upon. It enables the state to know how the developer intends to develop the project and how to fund it. It enables the state to know to fund it and how much the state is expected to make and how much will the state's stake be. The state determines how much it will cost to acquire the share of the equity and how much it will give to the landowners and the provincial government as their share of the equity. The state is empowered by the Constitution and the law to make the decision for and on behalf of its people. Furthermore, the state is the owner of the resource. Therefore, the state is entitled to get royalty. However, the state gives away the royalty in full to the landowners and the provincial government in recognition of that of the use of their land and the extract of the resources. Mining is an exclusively a national function. It is not a delegated function. It has not been devolved to any other person. Therefore, every other person, including the provincial government, must be seeking or to develop the laws exercised by any powers relating to law. Finally, the provincial government and the landowners are not involved in the SMT. However, the landowners and the provincial government are involved in the community development agreement to determine the benefits distribution among the parties, among the recipients, and the commitment of each party towards the success of a mining project. Thank you, Mr. Acting Speaker.
Honourable members, grievance debate. The Honourable Governor for Manus.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker. Lord Luke Sabe, Lord Milo. Okim Liklikol, Toki Paslo, walk inside the province. Firstly, me like thanking Prime Minister. Lord, submarine volcano ikamaplo Manus na ikosim pumas we affect him. All people blomi. And 5 million kina we gaman bloimi even give him lo halumipla. He affect him. Pasin lo kai blol samla line blomipla na pasin lo ron lo moto iko kam, especially when he come lo pasin lo. You like lo house ko you like lo town so. Before that 2 million kina too you been give me pla lo. Strong bla wind will affect him. Mi bla na is New Britain. Kamol kta Milimbe all the other provinces. Me like talk thank you. Liklika talk blomi by pass law. Recently, during the inaugural Ocean Summit, Port Moresby, May 11th, Minister Blaimi, Fisheries, and me declare him Solwara Blomanus Marine Protected Area, about 214,000 square kilometers. And display Paslo Solwara Blomanus, Naigo pass I think it touch him to Isipik, now was Isipik to meeting it pass all these boundaries too. Me like talk, look sabi lo display, also minister. Inside lo display area, online blame lo National Geography. First time seas, in partnership with them PNG agencies na conservation organizations. All been look sabi, also me got all some la good pla marine lives where stable all this pla have. It got all good pla corals. Now plan is something stable have where you go narapla countries. By you finding one bla lo here, you go narapla province or no narapla you find him. But all this pla particular hub, you find him all this pla all something you like him, and you find him one bla place that's all. And this pla only declare him he pass law western part law mainland manus. He come law Nigoham group of islands. They come up all get all our bubulu. 214,000 square kilometers of saltwater. Mipla manus too. Si boundary blow mipla and 210,000 square kilometers. So by looking also, nungut ya affecting passing lo work pro fish blow mipla too. Lo passing blow by mipla sim peace by mipla go away. But overall me play me satisfied. Nungut long term long em. Nungut work lo tourism by come up time online by like come up na looking more display something. Because by me plaken by needing help lo government lo make sure infrastructures in place in terms of jetties, maybe guest house. Lo put him in place. Lo expect him online lo come suppose display come up. So on that note, me talk thank you. But narabla ting to start. It passed one term. Ting blomita solely pass one term minister. Normally all kinds something all same. You must check him all provinces. Because underneath law, provincial na local level government Act 2, Section 90, it give me blah strong look out in province blomi blah, including saltwater blomi blah. So there must be good consultation. Before you go, now you work in all this blah declaration. Because me look sabi all same. Antap long or rip, me no got problem long him. Because all this plus something is tabloid. But now you me touch him. Terabla saltwater where 1/3 belong all tuna blow me catch him lo country is tabloid this plus saltwater. Na plain lo province lo mupi go inside lo work lo fish. Now by you affect him work lo me now. Because me no got ground, me got saltwater that's all. So suppose minister even check him ibla, then ibla give him some input from ibla as to whether you should declare him all geta or certain areas that's all. Me understand him. Ting block ground lo about 2030. At least 30% belong all saltwater na ground lo me should be you may preserve him. Display me understand him. But me all touch me pass law whereby affecting province blow me too. Also, so I'm thinking plenty, it be play pass lo display. Display big plus saltwater now. Now by you pass him, na me by support him, all people blow me by hear him talk. But Bandria, it pass one time. Main boundary blow me go pass lo side blow Indonesia, international border and all past there. Minister na government blame me. You may make sure also saltwater by me protect him all poachers na online outside he come, or you may by look out him na naraplaman outside by come sim as is the case tete. As is the case tete. So I'm concerned blame me. Suppose you me talk by me protect him, me like him you bla assure me bla the true come and blame by working on the something lo protect him. Lo make sure this bla bypass by stop straight. You know got something by come up long him. And the other thing now, because time me declare him all get happy, I include him all area where online long place I catch him fish long along him. Na question now you all say by me online block place we only get chim fish here. But you also want them now. Because school people all work long only come sol waraya. So me no got problem la display. Problem la mita solo sem. Gaman by you working on them. Lo halving display because pay affect him. Sit down blow line blow me blah. All communities by you me working on them long all. Me play agree finish one day me play. You play declaring finish. You me gaman so me play inoka choice. Because Toki come out finish lo iya block ground finish. But all communities ya gaman lo Papua New Guinea by you working on them lo halvi mall lo make up lo when now you me declaring na ihad long all now lo go paining peace lo display hap. On them by working lo LLGs by affected. But because me talk here, establo area blami lo western close to lo place blami stere di come out here, come all kata boundary block shipping na all kata all kata pass finish here. So by you play working on them blami bla. Question blami when me like a minister in our team, all cabinet members in our team, prime minister in our team. Me play by support him, but me play like him. Me play help me play lo make so. Tintinya a good play. Ready me play lo go inside long em. In terms of infrastructure, me talking minister. You play make so you play help me play, so that me play can be ready. And number two, be like him inside the next year's budget, because you play working decision without asking me. You play must put in money now. Revenue come inside lo me play special case lo display kind work, lo make up lo display. Talk by long but time limit of 1 hour 30 minutes. 1 minute 30 stuff. But me like touching na plus side can recently me got plan to talk to all display but me got him short time limit short. But me like recently me go lombrom. Na time me go lombrom me look him all get a house where all white man blame me walk lo hab all military line and wara ipa equal house belong all get something. Me like check him online blame me where all national line blame me. Wara ino connect long all put him the sol one la pipe lo namel na all expect him all kira line lo gok sim wara long ha. Na El Nino pa come now. Na some time all meri by la close to pipe lo display wara. Me asking Minister of Defense, foreign ministers, please time you bla working all agreements one dem line lo come you bla must take lo interest all people blame me. Interest block province. Me got plenty experience where you saw me no good plan. Asylum seekers mixing finat. Out of this agreement because I was never part of it. Australian Defence Force now, na this year we on here. Me no kila onem something by manu sikisi. You blame talk to military. Na province blow me, foreign affairs minister you staff, you tambo blow me na all department blow you. Come inside strong na fight hard blow this place. Area blow you ya. Sorry, me no like you son. Apa me tambo na me like talk da solopse. But at least me like him. You like taking out lo display na kisi mo line blame me lo fixi mo line blame lo defense plus. Me no like him kind group of line istabla. You me treat him na rabla olsem. Na you me treat him na rabla olsem. Time blame me talk time blame me now. We finish about me stop lo display. But Speaker, thank you, Deputy Assistant Speaker.
Governor, your time has lapsed. I believe the Minister for Foreign Affairs have heard you very clear. Your point of order. What's your point of order?
Thank you, Speaker. I seek leave to ask him the question to you, if that's okay.
Honorable member for Goroka, this is a grievance debate time.
I'm raising this up because, you know, this Friday is a grievance debate for all of us. And this is the time where we, especially the backbenchers, want to ask ministers very important questions and our grievances. And it's very prudent for us as ministers to sit in our chair and listen to all these grievances debate. We owe this to the people of Papua New Guinea. And it's really sad that the good minister, the governor from Manus, has asked a very important question that it's important for his people in the province, and the good minister is not there, especially when the ministers are not here. It just defeats the whole purpose for us coming here. So my point of order, Mr. Mr. Good Acting Speaker, is does the standing order specify this kind of absence during grievance debate? Thank you. Mr.
Honorable Member for Goroka, your point of order is in order. I think many times the chair have already stressed that the honorable members, you are given grievance debate. When you are given a chance to speak, after you speak, you sit and hear others that gonna speak. And for the ministers, it's a good time to sit back during grievance debate and take note of what the members of this House has expressed on what they feel you need to attend to. So your point of order is in order. Member for Ijibitari.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. As Deputy Acting Speaker, may I join in Mouse law, Governor law, Manus. Before you go on declaring conservation, Solwarana, Eana, Bush, please sit down with the landowners and the local people, talk to them and get their views about the whole thing. I share the same sentiment with the governor for Manus. Because Mipla Lore province, after a local level government, plus Blumi, Managlas Plateau, where I am a landowner also. We probably have the biggest declared gazetted conservation area in this country. 360,000 hectares of land. Where people, and this is virgin forest. Mino talk about so money kama unikolo planning diwa area to claim money. We talk money diwa where God walking. That are still there. And our area has been declared a conservation zone where we cannot cut our trees to export. We cannot bring loggers in. We cannot plant oil palm plantations or move into big agriculture production on our land. And in this type of situation, what is there for our people? My people are ready to unconsent the consent they gave the government to declare the Managlas Plateau a conservation zone or area. So far, I want to, on this note, I want to also thank the Prime Minister for securing monies from European Union on behalf of this country for championing the conservation program, looking after our rainforest. I understand the first 70 million came in European Union. We village people don't know where it went to. And I'm thankful I hear that there's another 200 million European Union funds, euros that is secured for the next couple of years. But this money, the question is, where are they going to? We have created fees that we collect at Jackson's Airport, green fees for tourists that come into the country from SEPA. And some of us are not just trying to plant trees. We are already conserving our forests. Now 360,000 hectares is about 3,600 kilometers of land. It borders into Soho, it borders into Kokoda local level government, it borders into Poponita local level, Poponita district into Higaturu local level government. It borders into Orobe East local level government. It's a huge land that are 30,000 plus people of Afro local level government, the Managlas people, decided to conserve because they believed in conservation. But today, what are we getting in return? Asking your road to people blooming. There was a 10 million kina that just disappeared within the system. From the Works Department, I've been asking for the last 3-4 years. It was in the budget. You can remember the late Minister for Works and Highway. I always brought it to him on the floor of this parliament. Like our brothers in Manus, now you have gone and announced conservation for his, solar problem. Nabol pa yung kay. So these issues, please, the government must address it very seriously. I'm a very frustrated man because my people are thinking that I'm getting that money and I'm eating, so I'm keeping quiet and staying. All Latinos said, me deal with the government and me look at this stuff. Then, hear me out, please. I'm in a limbo, catch-22. And my people also are. I mean, people don't talk straight. Some people are less give money kalog. Online sa people, tell us, so we bring Malaysian investors in, we cut the bloody forest, sorry. I withdraw it, Mr. Speaker. I cut the forest out. Now planning one plantation or something so people will break in. See money looks like ground. Naina, if we cannot put our money where our mouth is, then forget talking about conservation. Some time ago, under conservation, one minister got 20 million for his people. I'm going to plan in DY, not on the stone. Under the stone, you're planning DY. I don't know whether they're doing now. But that 20 million from conservation was given to the district, to the province. While some of us barely get nothing from it. And I mean, this type of attitude and this treatment has to stop, please. Enough. Enough, Naina. Look at the provincial government in some area, like our good governor said. What is the incentives we put for the provincial government? What are the incentives we left for our DDAs? What are the incentives for the local level government? For the local level government, the next meeting they are planning to unconsent. The consent they put, 150 clients are trying to unconsent. The consent they put for the 360,000 conservation area in the Managlas Plateau. Minus I got weird unconsent stuff about them. All the people consent, so people are unconsented. And with that, at least I brought my people's grievance to this. Road won't play a bagger of stop here. School won't play a bagger of stop here. Law and order bagger of stop here. Now try to get out here, name the country and people are conservative. Now you see nameless like conservation, the tiny money. Look, you come inside this country. Okay, you need to come inside, please. Putin, Seabo, Olaina, one time you go in LNG, IDG, Tankanol, G's number to me got bull slow. Grand share, you got bull. Putin something grand bull slow. Kenya, 150 people claim a signing consent bull. Putin something grand bull slow, Laina. It's just fair. You know, walking now for the Managlas Plateau. Now, all manus kami please walking G blow too. Grand blow, line you so wara too, please. Because I'm going to stop with blow, like Simania blow. Scoopy blow to him blow. So, I am informing this house, especially Minister Abinulukto and stop there. No conservation now. That my people have decided that the 152 clans that have given their consent are prepared to give their consent, and the Afro local level government, which the 360,000 hectares of land is on, are also trying to stop this project and invite loggers and oil palm people to come in and work on the land. Because we gave that conservation area about 30 years ago when this project started. Now, something like that, as the cholo planning, 5 like divine, 20 million gulol. And that was stone. I don't know whether those land two and divide two and go finish only at Minuklia. So, also I'm to remind that you played, asking you played. So, one time this law, Mr. Acting Speaker, we talk, thank you, Trulo. Luxalo, people, bro. It's retiring, especially the Managlas Conservation Area, or really grievance, thank you.
The member for Samarai Murua.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker, Logivin Luxawe Kamlongo, People Blow Samurai Murua. I have a couple of grievances that I would like to raise on this floor. And number one, Blongen, is in regards to a natural disaster. Natural disaster. Just recently we heard about the cyclone Maila and the devastation that has caused right across the province and especially in my district. I was very fortunate to go with the Prime Minister to have observed the disaster that was caused by the cyclone. Nipa go looking. And one of those reports that we heard was on Burubudi Island in regards to the anchoring of that cyclone to be there for 7 to 8 days. And this is giving me napla cantintin because the nature of cyclones are supposed to pass through only a few hours, not to anchor down in one particular area for 8 days. And this is very evident that a natural disaster is now changing in terms of its intensity and its frequency plus time. So behavior of natural disaster in terms of cyclone has completely evolved. It is now a different thing altogether. Now again in Mihalam, also there is El Nino. It's already here for another, I think, 6 months, maybe going 1 year. And the frequency and the intensity of El Nino by Senis. So we are not given ample time not only to address the cyclone, but now we're confronted with shortage of water. I am beginning to wonder if this natural disaster and become in its leaps and bounds, and by more become yet. And we, in the areas where people are seem time no good, people seem heavy, and now we understand also that these disasters are the consequences of industrialization. All emitters go in our atmosphere. All industrial countries here. Now we start to establish atolls and islands facing consequences. We are innocent. You know what you mean? I mean, cause more disaster, but we make him heavy because all emitters all cost him. And our government, with its limited resources, only trying hard to give him support. And our purse is now stressed. Cyclone come na, government put him. Disaster long this El Nino, government put him. Where else by mixing Halivim? Where else? Now I like put him on this floor. We need to hold the emitters responsible. You know, emitters don't become heavy. Industrial countries too must come give him Halivim come. We need to take this very seriously. Our cause must be heard by the United Nations. Our world must have him too. Heavy blowing must have. Our government has very limited resources. Legally budget tassel. We need to bring this issue. If we can't even go to the United Nations, talk to all the industrial countries that we may have a very serious issue. And natural disaster. While you stretch him limits below you, go resources below you. Let's hold those industrial countries responsible. All two must come give him Malivin. District, you know, got money. Government got legal money. Provincial government got legal money. Disaster is now a national issue. It is now a regional issue.
We need to stand up and raise our voices inside the United Nations and tell the industrial countries, all two must put him. All two must come give him. Our friends in Australia will come put him. Our friends in New Zealand will come put him. What about the rest of the world? Are they going to shy away from our suffering? Our islands are sinking. Our people blaming need to be relocated. Now I'm looking Budi, I have to relocate them. You got a big island along Woodluck. Relocation costs to stop. Establishment of needed infrastructure and facility to stop. Big black cost here. Our government, got enough money. All emitters, they must now come and put their contribution to help ease our problems. This is the issue that me like raise him law here. And me like him, government must raise him law UN. And it must be heard. It must be heard because a lot more people will be relocated from the atolls because of rising sea level. A lot of people now, by no water, they have to be relocated to Big Island. A lot of people now, by no Kai, they have to be relocated to the big islands. So this is the issue. We must now raise our voice. The Larem of United Nations must have them, and let's commit the industrial countries to help us. Now put him, support him, and help our people. Because our livelihood is now at stake. Our life is now at stake. Our future is now at stake. We must raise it. Number one, grievance below me. Number two, we are raising also is in regards to shipping. Papua New Guinea, an archipelagic country, an island nation. Cargo below me, emisar come shippers, low shippers cargoes. All boats are carrying go come. The islands or like some cargo, like some ship na go. Or anywhere else in the country, you must go to port. Na carry cargo you go. In the country, me looking more some. You got few shipping companies or monopolizing this industry, the shipping industry. When they are not monopolizing this plan, we have no control over costs they incur. And that cost is now passed down to us, the consumers. Time you go buy more kaikai or buy services, whether it be fuel, whether it be food, medicine, or clothing, or any other drapery, for that matter. There is a need. There is a need for a national shipping policy. There is a need. Even though can Laremo few players that's all monopolizing shipping industry, we need to create a policy where it will enable us to increase the number of people or players who must come inside. Even on national too. Even government must participate so that we have control over shipping. At the same time, we can control the routes. Major routes are controlled by few because all behind him, major resource projects. They dictate where the routes are. And in the end, your people, you may sit down and look that's all. We need to take over this also. Government must look at national shipping service. I must participate in go inside. Now bringing more shipping services, it go down to people. So the services go to people and costs will be reduced. Logistic costs will be reduced. So you can cut in cost of services go to people. This is one of the big something when we look and it is not there. We need to do something about it. We must do something about it now. Otherwise, by sit down tassel, and eventually you may complain about costs. Fuel costs go on top. Kaikai costs go on top. Services you go expensive. So this is one of the grievances from me like raising. Thank you, Chair.
Member for Alatau.
Thank you, Acting Speaker. Thank you, Lord people, Alatau. Brother Blumilo Island, Tok Finish, so you may come to mainland Ken. Firstly, Acting Speaker, be Amamas was
Minister responsible or area where me like debate, Honorable Simalili. I'm stopping inside the house so I can hear him debate below me. So thank you, Minister. Before me talk the debate below me, acting speaker, me like acknowledge me on talk thank you you been accepting invitation below me na visit him rural district below me lo Banyara, Raba. It's important that legislature too come down low ground level na look so well or isolation places believe me. It's also important for ministers to travel the length and breadth of our country, so when we make debates you understand the gravity of where we are coming from. We also acknowledge him, Prime Minister. He also drove the road under the Connect PNG from Abao to Alatao. So my debate will be around that area. Mr. Acting Speaker, my debate is in relation to the Morogoina to Garaisu 242-kilometer stretch of that southern corridor. Contract has been awarded to a tune of 1.6 billion that will go for a period of 80 years. My support for that connectivity is critical, and I think Prime Minister himself will appreciate that a few weeks ago we had a SME week, of which I brought 30 SME from Alatau to Port Moresby, basically to see the potential of how our SMEs can access the Port Moresby market. The accessibility is also important, and the intentions of the Connect PNG is to connect our people from the rural areas back into the Port Moresby or to the ports, main ports. This is a contract of 242 kilometers, all sequencing of 4+ sections. 60 kilometers starting from Morogoina, and that will end in Garaisu. My concern, Mr. Acting Speaker, is that this sequencing, I feel that it will affect my people because the section by section ceiling arrangement will also not fulfill its intentions. The reason is this. You mean like Silim Road, Lomoroiguina for the first 60 kilometers, and then the next 60 kilometers. By the time we reach Garaisu, it could be the 8th year. All people need to access this road before 8 years. We plan on wait 8 years to access this road. So concern me and enough department relooking this arrangement. Enough you may fix him all bridge, na make him all weather, na give him access, lol man, lo go na campus them. Then you may talk lo ceiling. Right now, this la contract more like Silim Road, lo Moroguina, in the first 60 kilometers. Now, line upside lo this 60 kilometers, you got all bridge where you may still not need lo fixing because all the log bridge here and what I was in. And so my concern, Mr. Acting Speaker, is that sometimes common sense need to prevail. Common sense need to prevail so that you may give him access, lol man. This la bridge some months ago it been washed away and login bridge. Now it defeats our plans and our intentions to give access to our people. We have to spend nights waiting for the rivers to flooded rivers to come down so that we can cross the rivers. A lot of traveling passengers have been abused on the way. And so these concerns are there, law and order, security. And so having a good, safe driving road is important. And so I want to raise this concern. I know that the good minister is aware of my concerns. I've written to him. But I'm good blows and me raise him so that all people below me too can hear him. That this la concern blow me raise him lawyer. The second one, me like raising Mr. Acting Speaker, is that if Minister can look, lo starting road lo Moro Guina has paid a contract, we let it as it is, but also to start the road at Garaisu, and then they can meet at some point on the contract arrangement. Why I say this is because the biggest development on the Alotau side is the oil palm development. And of course, we have logging concessions that are happening there, fishery. And we, as a province, want to give access to our SMEs to come into the Port Moresby market to sell their products. And so that's one of the important challenges that we face that I want to raise in this House. Before I conclude, Mr. Acting Chairman, is the road, Alotau Town Roads. The contract on that road is under TSSP program. Mr. Acting Speaker, kind of similarly, there's rainy lay, we also have rainy Alotau. Now, all this road contract here, time you may put him Kolta, na after 1 month, na potol come up Kenya, and big black concern. So if the minister can look at concrete pavements, just like Leh, and townships that have rains that consistently every month happening, then maybe the arrangements can be also looked at as well in putting concrete pavements to townships that have consistent rain in the areas. So these are the two main concerns that I have, and I hope that the minister can look into it and talk to his relevant secretary to look into it. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Member Block, Kundiawa Kembo.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Deputy Speaker. Long, Luksawa, long, people, long. Kundiawa Kembo. We like join the debate, long, morning. Me like asking question, long, Minister, long, State Enterprise, na KCH, but question time run out, so I think me by discuss long grievance debate. We got concern like long all this LR group of companies where me Harim also lately only work long, only start long pack up or only plan long. Lo some country long you mean go back long one of my ball come long in. 2014 you got one by NEC decision where government may be in partner through KCH one time all these companies. The venture going to long all big projects inside long country, one of which Milimo Famia, Narbla long agro-industrial park long Civic Plains, Sambla long Morobe, Sambla all big projects too come up long Southern Islands. So you may look at all Sambla successful projects was Milimo Farm, where you may look at all working milk. Okay, Narbla long vegetable farm on 9 Mile. Yeah. The idea was for import substitution of agricultural products. Okay, you may state any working financial contribution, any legislative partnership, or any providing financial guarantees, which I'm not privy to. But only providing financial guarantees, locational loan or insurable project risk or kind of something. But now, me Harim was only losing country na, only plan to losing country na, only go back. Since establishment na operations blow come now, you mean kissing one blah or KCH kissing some blah financial reports or some blah dividends going to KCH or some form of accountability. This arrangement must come up. Because me serve some steady providing guaranteeing millions. Now, I'm very important because you may talk long commercial agriculture. Okay, me was communal agriculture too involved. All legal individual farmers, you may was they all know about capital, all know about technology, but they struggle to participate in the agriculture space. But what state you can work in, you can go on large commercial scale.
And the model with the LR group of companies, I mean, one group model with country we can use him. We can drive that through KCH now, Kumula Agriculture. You may get all rundown coffee plantations, Bougainville, leader of government business. It is like coconut plantation, blow you along Buka Island, you go along Kinputs. It's the biggest, one's the biggest coconut plantation in the southern hemisphere. Okay, one kind two, you may get all plenty of plantations, cacao, Wagime plantation, plenty all this like stuff. This like a medium of state entity or driving all this commercial interest inside long agriculture sector. Now, you may, look him. This is like Tok Blong Kumula Agriculture. Now it's a partnership with a LR group of companies. One time state. I think all this like Minister of International Trade and Investments. You try and find out, suppose one something me harim him true or not. Suppose them true, we must bring this to the fore, enlighten the country, and I think we must run with that model, the business model. Because by attracting from farm to the market, you must manage emotion. I may like ask him long question, time long morning, but no time, so me put him long grievance debate. Narbla, maybe discuss long morning long government caucus. But me knows them very important, very important. Prime Minister, thank you for leadership on you, for changing more resource, lost in the country. Now me commend him, Minister of Petroleum, where you working some progress go inside long production sharing. Kailo mining where Tok established the floor now, plenty blue you mean survey, but me like repeat again. You may look him long. Official IRC report. Official IRC report. Mining and petroleum tax, 2025, was about 4.1 billion kina. You may get 8 plow, 9 plow mines around operating inside of the country plus PNG LNG project. So tax put together only by 4.1 billion kina. But question now, under the current pricing, only pay enough or not? Only pay enough or not? So time you may serve how much petroleum tax going so low, IRC, but time you may rouse him maybe petroleum tax from the 4.1 billion. I think the mining sector, I think in aggregate, all the 9 or 8 big mining operators in the country, they all must buy them around maybe 2 to 3 billion. This line mean up or not? Okay. 2025, London Bullion Market Association, world price, gold, precious metals. 2025 on average ranges from $2,500 to $4,500. You may start on them conservative estimate for $2,500. Okay, country every year on average exports 1.8 million ounces of gold to 2 million ounces of gold annually. So you multiply that by the conservative price, let's say $2,500. So you look at you multiply that, the total revenue from the mining sector that is accrued to all the mining operators in the country hovers around $2 to $5 billion. Now you convert him, go along. Current exchange rate probably double, but triple, but times 4 or 5. So you apply this law. Non-tax revenue, non-resident company tax of 40% that under our equity regime, you may apply them. We are looking at 5 to 8 billion kina
Kina, this is what mining tax should be for a country. The potential envelope revenue, not 2 or 3 billion. So you may ask you, where is this money gone? Is it hidden somewhere in the books? So what I'm trying to get at is, we're not getting what we're supposed to collect under our current fiscal regime. So, meeting also, this la tok belong royalty. Okay, you mean rasim lo ground now, kap you kiss him. Na up lo state miet mi karim kona mi salim na mi kiss him. Asam Bible you talk what 10 team must give him long, big man. Na 90% lo yet. One kind two, you must buy him state too. So law royalty regime supposed to be legislating or you codify him 10 to 15% royalty and need mining. That will be enough for us to collect 5 to 8 billion, which we are currently not. We are tracking behind. We must collect him 2 to 3 billion stuff. So, me work long. Thinking Prime Minister, thinking you told us later this year by me making major amendments to resource laws. I think now Minister Mining, time even Mining Minister time even started some work. So you must commissioning on the study long, assessing all different options. Which one is the optimal fiscal regime in the mining sector that we should adopt, legislate? Now you mean using. It's now 50 years now. You may start mining gold or other metals. Long country believe me for more than 40 years, 50 years now, or 60, 70 years. Kalau MRA data oli tokosan, MRA Geological Department, although by 2060, country believe me no got more mine. Lo kira mine, you must study exploration now. Now, exploration in so long, country believe me go down. So I think by me look long.
Honorable member for Kundewa, I'm sorry to interrupt. Your 10 minutes of debate has already lapsed.
Sorry, not you. Actually, we only 1 minute. That's all I'm concluding. So, me like just to say, you need law seriously look long. This fiscal regime of mining sector. That's all you must back him up on them study. Now working good. Now time you may apply, you know, time SML number expire or Noblo project number or Wafi and Frida number there, you may can apply all this law. You may not disrupt them all. Normal or current existing operations and law or existing licenses. Thinking below me long, side long, amendment below fiscal regime below mining sector. Number two, just quick one, Mr. Deputy Speaker.
Honorable member, I would not allow you to continue. I'm sorry, your time has already been lapsed.
Thank you, Mr. Deputy Speaker. Next time, let me complete. Thank you.
The Honorable Governor for New Island.
Thank you, Honorable Acting Speaker. I'm number 8 time now, Miss Anap. Let me like to thank you, long looks out of me now. Long likely carry from me, long New Island, with some of our honorable members and governors have already expressed their concern. Me too like sharing concern from me. But firstly, me like to thank you, long Prime Minister Blomipla, Honorable James Marape, one time Deputy Prime Minister, na Pangu Party, long looks out, long Party leader Blomi, na game and Ministry belong Civil Aviation. After 10 years, now PPP come back also one plan minister long government. Thank you very much long this plan. Me too, Miss Anapia, I've been endorsed by the PPP Pangu deputy leader in New Island and New Guinea Islands, and I'm under that PPP Pangu partnership. So looks how I come long me and I go long leader below me and big plus something long display government. Me like talk big plus thank you long government long you me long display time. But legally bell heavy below me long display time behind him all some talk or same governor long manusi talk na. Member Ivitari na Samarai na Alatawi talk. One time member of long right course now. I mean sorry for kind of too me too got same problem. But firstly, me like expressing heavy blow me long some harim ken now no morning. You go long questions. You go long minister long trade and investment. international trade and investment. Long number 3 intention long kisim new pla fish cannery go long PMIZ. Me congratulating you, Minister. You work hard long this pla. Want them this pla SEZ policy. Na me like congratulating you long this pla. You have done well. You have succeeded. Na me pla too long New Island no like miss out. Mi hari mo sem now the sol you talk by God new pla cannery long Medang and narpla two pla can by come up. But long mipla long New Island and the New Guinea Islands, mipla all islands fishing stop namel long mipla kirap long kanu, silip long kanu. You yet you sawe, minister na. Mipla yet you know got canary. So provincial government long mipla want them support long minister long treasury mipla endorse him mipla too like him SEZ long New Island. Mipla too like him mipla fish cannery. Long this time too. So we are working hard on it. We engage in some consultants long kirapim this cannery ting long mipla long New Island. But concern me too. Osem Governor long Manusi talk. Mipla too is up inside long this conservation marine conservation area. Where 200,000 kilometers Blamipla too is stop only designate him only endorse him finish but question Blami or some one time this kind consultation he come up because me stop 6 plamun and me no clear along this but he announced him this conservation area finish no good affect him like Blamipla long kirapin fish cannery Blamipla. Now, all legal fishing project where provincial government already he got fishing business inside Longham. So, consultation along this marine conservation could also affect other industry or some peak oil and gas exploration Blomipla. We asked them to sit down with them online long peak. Also been looking treasure. This oil and gas exploration ongoing in New Island waters. Estimate over 30 trillion TCF. We not clear long all this something, but also I'm only talking about them. It's the bigger and the biggest in the country. So that could also affect our explorations in the waters. So long this plateau. Me like talk thank you long Prime Minister na government long assistance long 5 million igam long mipla long disaster long big wind. Prime Minister thank you. Ikam igo long helping mipla fixing bridge blong mipla baim kai blong mipla. But the only problem Prime Minister Defense Force blong mipla come late. Na Navy mipla got Navy but mipla got plenty island, but Navy no come. So one pla concern blom mipla long this pla Navy blom mipla long helping mipla long time long disaster. We are marine. We are made up of all our islands out there, but our defense force cannot reach us in these times, and it's a concern for mipla because to hire a boat, to charter a boat from Karim Kaikai Golongol Island. It's about 20,000 a day. Mipla no na afford him this long this time. Mipla too miss out long this connect PNG long by miglig boat long mipla too. And I think we can look at the possibility of purchasing a boat for us, especially to help us in the problems of disaster, because the cost is too much. We got several islands, several populated islands, and for us to charter boats to deliver food is over 100,000 a week, and it's just not viable. So me ask him, government too long look long this now considering me long connect him mipla too want them more lig boat blom mipla or big ship blom mipla long all island blom mipla lig asking blow me too, me like government long take note, consider him airport blow me pla long caving, I believe long Million Bay too. Me sit down with them cultural minister last time, then me talk two provinces where only designate him international airport, na extension is in caving in Million Bay. So this too, thank you long appointing minister. Me got big walk long, help him government long straight him airport long APEC. But at the same time by in up look long caving and Million Bay long help him long tourism potential long mipla. Number 3. Number 4, alongside long royalty too. I got legislation or law, government walking penis long pogera na me like share him concern blo me want them member blong kainan too also. Display increase long 1% in on up, but mipla by accepting past them under the current MOA discussions because he stopped. Government walking penis, mipla accept him. It's not legislated, but we'd like the government to consider that because you can earn a bit more, we can earn a bit more, and the government can earn a bit more internal revenue, and people can benefit from the existing resources that we have. Now, Emtasol, thank you very much, Acting Speaker.
Honorable members, according to the standing order, when our time is at 1 o'clock, we can't go beyond 1 o'clock on grievance debate. So our time has already been lapsed. So, honorable members, our grievance debate time has lapsed. Leader of government business.
Assistant Speaker,
Leader of government business. Address chairs, acting speaker.
Acting Speaker. Forgive me, Acting Speaker. Plenty good debate in me come before the House, long all plenty important national issues. Now before me moving all motions, below me giving big look or Governor below you me long NCDC on the report that he provided yesterday, and Deputy Speaker, me like moving this special parliamentary committee long child and youth well-being. Also must come up a permanent committee long parliament na me moving also to Honorable Governor Jufa, and we can come up also this chairman long this by petition committee. Deputy Speaker.
The question is that the motion be agreed to. Those in favor say aye. Those against say no. Ayes have it. Leader of government business.
Thank you, our honorable leaders. Lo Yumi put him this very important parliamentary committee now and become a permanent. Long continue lo look long young club lo Yumi where many of our work we do ultimately they are the greatest recipient of the laws and policies we pass. And it's before I move my second motion, I just want to also just echo that the report really does highlight the dysfunctional maneuvering of the mechanism that is required to deliver on our laws and our policies. And it really amplifies the disjointedness of our bureaucracy. Many times we put pressure on ourselves as legislators, and we debate, and I commend all leaders that we have done laws that speaks to the needs of our youths and many of our needs of our country, but we are always at the mercy of the machinery. So to all the bureaucrats, to the heads of departments, agencies, statutory heads, take note of this significant report because it is a reflection of your disjointedness. You're not collaborating, you're not coordinating, and you're not adhering to your KPIs and your responsibilities. And I commend the Chief Secretary for finally putting it out on paper for those that have not accorded their responsibility, dispensed their responsibility to report back to government. And it is not the responsibility of the Chief Secretary to remind you to present your annual reports. Deputy Speaker, I ask leave of Parliament to move a motion without notice.
The question is that the motion, take my pardon, is leave granted? Make a motion.
Deputy Speaker, I move that Mr. Soroy Ioe, Minister for Provincial and Local Level Government, Mr. Ekime Goroshao, Member for Daulo, and Ms. Franska Samoso, Member for North Bougainville, be granted leave of absence for the medical review and to attend to an official engagement in province, respectively.
The question is that the motion be agreed to. Those in favor say aye. Those against say no. Ayes have it. Leader of Government Business.
Deputy Speaker, I move that the Parliament at its rising adjourn until Tuesday, 25th August 2026 at 2 o'clock p.m.
The question is that the motion be agreed to. Those in favor say aye. Those against say no. Honourable members, our Leader of Government Business.
Deputy Speaker, I move that Parliament do now adjourn until Tuesday, 25th August 2026 at 2 o'clock p.m.
The question is that the motion be agreed to. Those in favor say aye. Those against say no. Ayes have it. Honourable members, I now adjourn Parliament to its rising till 25th of August, 2 o'clock p.m.